I'm at the home of everything Frederick on Market Street with the lovely Karlys Kline. Hello.
Hello, Danny.
How are you?
Happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you.
It's an honor to be asked.
You're on my 100th show.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
And I'm so excited for you.
Thank you. I really am too. This has turned out to be a fun adventure so far.
I can remember we were hiking and you were talking about this.
Yeah.
And
here it is.
Here it is.
100 shows later.
Yes. Yeah. Yay.
Yeah. Well, look, the reason I asked you, I've actually known you pretty much since I moved back to Frederick. Jennifer Gerlach said to me, she was one of the first people I got in touch with outside of family, obviously, and she said, you have to meet Karlys Kline. And I did. I had the opportunity. I think it was in 2008 sometime.
Oh,
and
good
we've
memory.
Stayed in touch ever since.
Yes, we have. We
And
hike. We
yes,
have a great time.
You're a great mentor. You're a great person
you.
to bounce ideas off of. You're a great person to kind of talk me off a ledge or direct me where I go. So I honestly really do appreciate your incredible knowledge and experience.
Thank you.
Yeah, you've helped me a lot in this town, so I appreciate that.
I always love our time together.
I know.
I feel like we solve the problems of the world.
We do solve the problems of the world.
Yeah.
And come up with some great ideas, which I love.
Yep.
So, what do you love the most about Frederick? You've been here, long time. You've started some amazing organizations, Women's Giving Circle.
Yep.
You're a part of every important board in this town, or have been at one point or another. Yeah. Can you narrow it to 3 things that you love about Frederick?
You had originally said 5.
Okay, 5 things.
And I went
5.
with 6.
Okay, so well, I would assume you would have a whole list, but narrowing it to 6 was probably difficult.
So I think the best thing about Frederick, because I'm not a Frederick native.
I know.
I came here not knowing one person, totally by myself. And I think the people are what really makes Frederick.
Yeah.
I think the people are the best asset that Frederick has. And the more you're engaged with Frederick, the more Frederick loves you. It's like this great circle of, it's like a love fest.
It is a love fest. It is.
And the second thing that I think is really great in Frederick would be downtown Frederick.
Yeah.
Because it's always fun, it's always alive, and it still has that quaint feeling, yet it's becoming very metropolitan in a sense. So you have the best of every world with downtown Frederick. And then 3 would be the restaurants and the shops that are great. The shop owners are great. The staff at the restaurants are great. They know you. They are very engaged. And so they're part of the community mix.
Yeah.
It's really a good feel, like when they're out sweeping their porch in the morning, you have a conversation, and everybody's watching out for each other. So again, small town feel in what's becoming a large city.
Yeah.
Then the festivals.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, where do we begin? So there's the big ones in the street.
Yeah.
Festival of the Arts, Pride Festival, which is huge.
Huge now, yeah.
Lots of craft beer things.
Yeah.
And then you have Alive at 5.
Of course.
Which is every Thursday night. And so the events, Baker Park has the 4th of July.
Yeah.
There's the Kris Kringle Parade.
That's so fun.
It's just, you almost never go without a weekend of some fun downtown.
Yeah.
And you have First Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just really fun to be a part of whatever.
Yeah.
And you might not know what's going on, but just show up downtown and there's stuff to do.
Yeah.
And actually, that's all over the county.
It is.
It really is everywhere in Frederick.
It is.
on Saturdays you have farmers markets.
Oh, the farmers markets.
Farmers
yeah.
markets.
Yeah, we have those on our calendar. Plus, every town in our county has them. Myersville, Jefferson, they all have really awesome accessibility to artisans who grow food, make food. It's amazing. Yeah,
it is amazing.
Yeah.
So let's see, and then there's the Carroll Creek, which is where I live, and so much goes on the Carroll Creek.
Yeah.
But the best part about the Carroll Creek would be the lilies, and which is called Color on the Creek.
Yeah.
The flowers, and they're in the water from like June through October, and they get bigger as the year goes on. And then even watching the volunteers put them in and take them out is a fun experience.
I bet, yeah.
And then you have my favorite are the winter solstice.
Yeah.
The boats. And they are actually nationally,
internationally.
Yes,
they've been written about, worldwide. Yeah.
And it started with one not that long ago. Pete Kremers, the brilliant guy, came up with this idea and floated it to the city. And it's been such a great success. When they first go in the water, it's the weekend before Thanksgiving every year. Thanksgiving weekend, it's a mob scene downtown because everybody wants to see these boats.
And I want to do more about the boats on the show because I don't think a lot of people realize that each boat is attached to a nonprofit.
Right.
And you can vote for your favorite through your donation to that nonprofit. I think last year there were 22 boats last year, right?
It might have been
maybe
27.
more, 27? 27.
Yeah.
27 boats. You're right, yeah. But amazing.
Yeah, and so I've heard some ideas for this year.
Ooh.
They're going to be pretty exciting.
Oh.
Yes, some unique stuff. In fact, last year they added one that had hot air balloons and actual flames, gas flames were coming up.
Yeah.
So through
They're
the water.
Getting more and more elaborate.
Yeah,
I love it.
They're amazing. And then further down the creek is the kinetic artwork, which is in there year round. And again, a sponsor company or individuals pay for that. They get an artist who creates the sculpture.
Yeah.
And so they're there year round, and once they're in for 2 or 3 years, I can't remember what the time frame is, they get pulled out, new ones go in, and Frederick Health Village actually is displaying 3 or 4 of them.
I saw that going by there. Yeah, that's really great.
Or the sponsor can put it in their own yard or do whatever. But that's down around by the breweries, which are great to visit.
Yeah.
And then I think the one gem that's been in Frederick forever is Baker Park.
Yes.
And what's not to love about Baker Park?
Yeah. I mean, it is so perfectly located. It's got so much to offer. The improvements to Color Lake with the walkways, and I mean, phenomenal.
And then the fake swans.
To
keep Baker Park is just, it goes on for a long time. It's a linear park.
Yeah.
And it just continues. And you can follow that pathway along the Carroll Creek all the way to Home Depot.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, I did not know that. Wait a minute, really?
Yeah, so it goes by the Schifferstadt under 15, crosses through there. So it's park-like the whole way. So there are my 6 favorite things of Frederick.
I mean, those are all great things,
and
for sure.
I think never vacation because I live, eat, and breathe Frederick. Well, it's so much fun all the time.
It is fun all the time. I do love what you said, that when you get involved, it gives back to you.
It does.
And it is. It's a great cycle of just wanting to do more and giving more. What was it about coming to Frederick and becoming involved in some of these for you?
Well, I'm going to go way back to when I first moved here, and one of the things that I had never been to Frederick, but I had read that it had a sense of community. And that's something that I was missing in my life. So I moved here, and one of the first things I got involved with was Rotary. And in Frederick, the Rotary clubs are just amazing. What is great about Rotary is you go there and there's always someone connected with a nonprofit in some way. So you learn about all the different nonprofits just by being a part of Rotary.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot about the different nonprofits. I've actually been on 43 boards or committees since I've been here.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was hard to say no. I'm learning. I'm learning to say no.
Yeah.
I thought about how could I help women become more self-sustaining, so that then the ripple down effect would be for the kids, that they would be self-sustaining at some point. So I got a group of women together and gave them my idea about a giving circle where we pulled our money together. We now have close to 500 women belong to it. Frederick is one of the most generous towns. We just have so many nonprofits that are all doing great things, and people really get behind them. And even though it's growing, it still has that great feel. It does.
I know. And we just keep kind of accepting all these people who are coming in happily. We're so happy to have new ideas and perspectives and people. And so it might be growing, but it still seems very, very small and sweet. You know what I mean?
Like on Saturday mornings at 7:30, there's a line for Bakehouse that goes about a block long.
I know.
And I just love that this bakery is like the place to go.
Yeah.
And there are more bakeries that have come along that are busy, and it seems as something new comes into town, people gravitate to it, and it thrives, and businesses thrive.
I love that you came up with this crowdfunding before it was cool. If there was one thing you'd want to be remembered for here in Frederick, what would that be?
I have the answer, and Tom would love this. That's my husband. When I retired, which was about 15 years ago, we made the decision that my job, he was going to work, and I was going to spread joy and do good.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I would like to be known for, is that I spread joy and do good. I love to connect people.
You are the queen of connections.
And I love that.
I know.
Love doing it.
And I love how intently you do it. It doesn't matter who it is. You'll ask, who do you need to meet? And you keep that. And I don't know how you do it. You have this brain of a Rolodex that will months later say, oh my gosh, you need to meet so-and-so, or let me get the two of you together. You're great at that. Yeah.
I think that's what I did, a cognitive test, and it's improving. And I think the fact that I'm constantly trying to go into that Rolodex in my brain is making it fire where normally it wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, look, we are so honored and lucky that you have chosen Frederick. And I tell you, this town wouldn't be nearly what it is without you.
Oh, thank you.
Karlys Kline.
Thank you. Mwah. Love Frederick.